Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome to our March 2021 reading. We are in the heart of Pisces season, one of my favorite times of year. So powerful, so beautiful, so healing, and such a great refresh after that super powerful Aquarius season. So nice to dive into the deep waters of Pisces and replenish a little bit here in this magic. And on that note, with all this energy in Pisces at the beginning of March, because we'll have the sun moving through Pisces, of course, a new moon in Pisces on the 13th. Venus is moving through Pisces till the 21st. And Mercury is also going to be joining Pisces on the 15th. So there's lots of energy moving through your sign this month. This is a really great place to reset, recharge for Pisceans. And to get clear about how you want to use your energy moving forward, once Pisces season ends and we hit the equinox on the 20th, the sun moves into Aries, so does Venus very shortly after. And we start working with that fire element of rebirth. And for you, that's also second house energy of your value, your worth in the world, how you're feeling about your worthiness in life as well. So a really, really powerful month overall. And you all, I tell you what, I have been getting really good tingles about March. Every time I sit down, I get surprisingly excited about March in a way that I can't tell you. I can't sit down and write out all the ways that things are going to clarify and open. I just feel it. It's just there. And part of that too is all the planets are direct this month. This is a great month of recalibration. It's a powerful month of seasonal change with the equinox there. So it's a really beautiful time. And I'm always a fan of the sun moving through Pisces and Aries because this is a season of death and rebirth. This is a season of renewal. And especially if you happen to be a Pisces, you all know this is a powerful time of year. So I had a note for you, and it's a little bit of a challenge, and I like this challenge. I'm going to definitely take it on as well because I love it so much, and I loved that this is what came up for Pisces in March. And I'm excited for this because I'm thinking about one of my best friends who's a Pisces, and just how much I should probably talk to her about this. However, this is a time to not force, not push. So yes, it's a time of rebirth. It's a time of recalibration. There's going to be a lot of direct energy, forward motion energy, a lot of energy working very well with you, Pisces. That is very true. That doesn't mean you need to push yourself. It doesn't mean you need to start suddenly being some other version of yourself that's pushing. The challenge, right? Not even challenge, the creative quest here that came up for me when I felt through Pisces season was to see how much you can just follow your natural impulses. We've been talking about this for months, actually. I feel like I've been bringing this up with Pisces for like 3 months now, but we've been talking about this whole idea of rather than fighting the natural Piscean way, right? Which is to be able to kind of know things deeply, get things done very quickly in the physical, actually, by leaning into your Piscean magic, right? And learning to trust it again because culturally it hasn't been honored for quite a while. So you always have to remember to choose it, right? Because culture is going to tell you have to do all these things and then you'll get what you want. Piscean energy has the secret of the universe, which is when I trust in my inner self, these things happen. And so how much can you listen to that voice? How much can you trust those natural impulses? 2 cards came out. It is the 9 of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Ooh, I love that. Hello, Pisces. That is some goodness right there. How much can you follow those little impulses? And a lot of times they are small. They seemingly are small, and yet they lead to huge shift over time, especially, right? And they make for just a better day. You ever notice those days where you actually let yourself listen to your impulse? So you know that you had something lined up for dinner that you were going to eat, but you really didn't feel like eating it. So you just ate a simple sandwich or a plate of fruit, and you felt so much better because that's just kind of what your body was feeling like. Four of Pentacles. All right, little nervous to allow yourself to follow that impulse, perhaps. And it's just, it's amazing how much better your day is when you don't feel like you have to constantly, and King of Pentacles. I like it. When you don't feel like you have to constantly self-betray, it's amazing how much of an improvement in your mood we have. So that's the challenge this month. And it's not really a challenge. I mean, this is something, it's just like, it's kind of like just exercising that muscle again, awakening it, spending the time to dive into it, listening really impeccably to it, really, really being conscious of it. That voice, that inner knowing, that inner connection that you naturally have, letting it just speak to you all the time, giving you what you need. Keep it simple though, you don't have to overthink this. Impulses are something that kind of they don't come from a place of language. We make it into language, we translate it. So listen to that deeper pull. Now, let's talk about these cards because they are really fun and they are quite supportive. I mean, we're starting off with Nine of Cups, which to me, Nine of Cups is a feeling of security emotionally, right? It's that feeling of equanimity and ease, safety, being surrounded by what works for you. And, this can reflect being in safe environments, being around people that make you feel safe, which is important to cultivate in life, right? We want to always be striving to find those spaces that help us feel held, But Nine of Cups almost always for me is like the internal room in ourselves, the internal guidance system in ourselves, because this card in this deck, this is my old 70s deck, it doesn't really show it, but a lot of times he's like, this figure is in kind of like a tent or some kind of internal sacred space, and he's clearly like somebody who's got some wealth and some status, and so he's sitting in his emotional wealth basically. And it's that feeling inside of yourself when you feel like you are that character, right? You are the person sitting in the tent, feeling secure and safe in your emotions, feeling full. And that's what I'm talking about. Going there regularly is where you're going to get so much of your best information and just having fun with it, having fun exploring where those impulses take you. Now, here's the thing. As you're sitting in that seat of stability, emotional stability, self-trust, guess what happens? Clarity, movement, shift, the right answers coming in, what you're needing to grow into, what you're needing to release, what's feeling right to release, what's feeling right to welcome in. Ace of Swords works both ways. So Ace of Swords not only opens the door and gives you the answers you've been seeking for a little while and gives you fresh start, fresh perspective, fresh clarity, fresh answers, it also cuts away what is not serving. And that is powerful. It means change is swift. And once again, March, because of all that forward motion, there is a swiftness here that we haven't really had for many, many months. And it works very differently than what we've been working with, especially over the last few months, which have been so full of, over the course of moving from 2020 to 2021, there's been a lot of retrogrades. There's been a lot of eclipses. There's been huge planetary shifts that have kind of reshuffled the deck and been a little bit confusing. And this month, it's like, it doesn't need to be complicated or confusing. So Ace of Swords is bringing about changes. Now, with change always comes, almost always, there's a few out there, I think, who have somehow transcended into peace and loveliness, but most of us, when shifts are coming, when change is coming, when we're opening to who we are, when we're following our impulses, there is a part of us, this Four of Pentacles part of us that wants to hold back, that wants to put the blockades up, that wants to play it safe, that wants to keep us protected, that's very, very worried. The worried voice, the fear voice, however you want to put it, and wants to hold on to what has been and just dig the heels in and not move. Like when any of you who have had a dog in life will know, like a dog, especially like small dogs. I grew up with like a long-haired Chihuahua who, if he was done walking, he would just dig his heels in. You better believe it was really hard to get that dog to move forward for such a small being. It's like he knew what he wanted. That's this Four of Pentacles. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not moving. I'm not opening up to this. This is that resistance. And I think it's really natural. But here's where listening to your impulses, your really true impulses, can help you ease this part of the process a little bit. You might be nervous to take those steps. And you might be nervous by where your impulse is taking you, because it may be taking you to new creative places. It may be taking you to thinking and problem solving and deciding to go for things that you were like not planning on going for maybe several months. Maybe you had kind of put it out of your mind and you were just deciding to stay in the present moment and not really zoom out again. Maybe it's just intimidating you because you didn't even see it coming. And that's all normal. But how you kind of allow yourself, don't worry about getting it all done this month, right? Just relax, listen to those impulses, follow them. You don't have to suddenly be something different. It's normally an accumulation of things that happen over several weeks or months that suddenly there's movement. So remember that. Now, King of Pentacles is here, and this guy is all about security, and he's been showing a lot in March, actually, for a lot of signs. King of Pentacles has been lurking, which I find really interesting. You know, he is a card associated with Taurus, with that security, with that really root system deep security that feels like you are stable, you know where you're going, you've made your investments, you're safe in the physical world because you have what you need. You have the money, the food, the housing, the support, the physical support around you that reflects that you're safe in order to move forward in life. So the King of Pentacles kind of works both ways. On the one hand, it goes back to feeling secure emotionally, right? We have to cultivate this in ourselves. Otherwise, you know, you can keep making money, and they've done even studies on people who suddenly get a whole bunch of money after not having it, who still feel so much fear, so much worry. They don't feel safe in the world. Just because they have the money, they still don't feel safe. They might even feel less safe. They might feel more volatile. They might feel more open to visibility, to insecurity than when they were in familiar territory, right? So that's something we just have to always remember to cultivate inside. However, the King of Pentacles also works the other way in providing some key physical factors that help you to shift, right? And to provide you with some practical stability that allows you to build into the future. Now, King of Pentacles also speaks to a longer process because he's kind of tied to gardening and cultivation metaphors of what happens when we plant a seed. Of course, that first day or two, you plant a seed, you're not going to see anything, right? You just have to know that that seed is going to sprout. And so there's also an element here of that as well, that this is just the beginning of a bigger unfolding. And there may be a lot that happens within that, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's all going to happen this month. Now let's pull a final card from my Cosmic Tarot. It's a really interesting, powerful deck and tends to give very vivid messages. So I thought it would be fun to close out the reading with a Cosmic Tarot card. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Match with our King of Pentacles, right? Queen of Pentacles, it goes back to listening to our impulses, right? Because Queen of Pentacles is really like a self-mothering, self-nurturing, self-respecting queen. She is going to value her time, her energy, her effort very highly. She's not just going to be throwing it to everybody all the time. She's going to understand that like rest and sitting still and listening in and being really clear with how we want to use our energy is the way forward. Not in a rush, not feeling that scarcity, feeling like she has the time, she has the energy. So listen into that guidance. You know, Queen of Pentacles is very self-respecting, which is part of the fun, I think, of her. She can be a little serious sometimes, but she's also very effective at getting things moving, at seeing the world shape up the way she wants it without running herself to the ground. So she's also quite psychic in that way. And even, you know, she's kind of tied more to the Virgo essence, right? Your opposing sign. So like I said, this month, follow those impulses, follow where your heart is leading you. Listen very carefully to your body, to your soul. Let it speak to you. Just go for it. Really have fun with that. See what happens in March when you let yourself do that. And like I said, I'm totally joining you on this one. I'm going to start today, the day that I'm filming this, I think I'm going to just go all in on this for the rest, all the way through till we hit April, and then hopefully moving forward and on. But just to like make it a conscious practice, I think this month will be really great for you guys. And it's, you know, it doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't mean you have to like light candles every night and sit and like meditate for 2 hours. This is just something you do throughout the day. You just tap in, notice, pay attention, notice what's feeling good, notice what's not, notice where you're like feeling really light and happy, and notice where you're feeling sad. Notice all of it. Just have fun tuning in. Don't take it too seriously. Try to like keep that light sense of safety with yourself, cultivate that best friendship with yourself, and things are going to look amazing. So I just wish that for you. I wish a month of a whole bunch of really awesome hits of intuitive knowing that you follow through with that really lead to beautiful outcomes. I wish you a lot of that sense of ease and peace in yourself, where you just feel like you can play and you can re-access, you know, your childlike wonder and joy in the world and your relaxed self. I wish you so much creative joy and play and vision, and I wish you feeling really safe as you transform and transition into your next shape. I wish that for you, that you feel just really safe, even when it's big and it's bold. So I hope you have a beautiful March. You can, of course, find me on Patreon, where we do weekly conversations. We do a whole bunch of activations. I just offer a lot of extra support throughout the month, so you don't feel alone. And it's in a beautiful community, so I would love to see you there. I'd also love it if you stuck around. It means so much to me having you here with me. I love this place. I love being here on YouTube, and I just would love to see you more. You can also find me on my Instagram and my website if you're looking for ways to connect. And of course, I'm wearing one of my best friend's jewelry, PinkLune. She always has new creations in her shop, so go check out her work. I will leave her Etsy shop in the description box as well. And I will see you for April. And we will be exploring more of this worthiness and this relaxation. Sending you so much love.